Hi, Avinash. Thank you for a great talk here at the Nordic Business Forum. I just wanted to ask you a couple of questions. You spoke of machine learning,
Yep.
and you mentioned that your kid has been great at, awesome at programming, but also that when he graduates, he already might be behind. So things are changing really rapidly.
Yep.
What is the most important thing you think we as parents or as society can tell to our young people that they need to focus on, or need to learn, or need to do to be prepared for the future that we have ahead of us?
As parents, we normally worry about figuring out, we worry about how our kids are doing with traditional parameters of intelligence, in the sense that have they done their physics homework and have they studying good grades in math and things like that. And I think that, so we would tutor our children, of course, and help them along, help them with homework. But one of the things I've discovered is that a lot of the things that the kids are learning right now, it's unclear that they will stand steady for them over the next decade or so. And so one of the big shifts that I have made personally, I'm encouraging others to consider, is to focus on what I call emotional intelligence. And so there are, 8 different attributes of emotional intelligence. And the ones like we're focusing on, for example, with our kids, is resilience. Because it's really important to figure out, no matter where the world goes, no matter how it's going to change, that we create kids who are resilient through all of these things, and they're better able to handle negativity, adversity, things like that. The second one is just this ability to be comfortable with change. They're going through so much change. And you know that most of us are very not comfortable with change. Now, I don't think it's you nor me, right? We're not natively wired for change. Humans are natively wired to get to a point and then stay there. So things like those emotional attributes are really important. So how do you do that? And so for me, like for my son, it's through baseball, through pitching in baseball, and to be able to use that. And so myself and my wife are focusing more on emotional intelligence attributes. Then the other thing that we have to natively cultivate is, I do think that most people stop learning after they graduate from university, right? And if we know one thing, is that things are going to change so fast that we have to figure out how to be lifelong learners. So for our children, the attributes we're trying to create in them is an intrinsic desire to learn and constantly learn, and have the desire be in their own heart, rather than say, I would like to learn because I'm going to school, or I would like to learn because I have an exam. Both of those are important, and kids, please do that, right? But it's this intrinsic desire to learn, and it's one of those qualities that we have to both model to our children, that we're doing that ourselves. It's very important to have in our own kids. Because as I gave the example, my son even now is learning how to use TensorFlow, and he's building his own machine learning algorithms, and he's only 14. And yet I do believe that by the time he graduates from university in computer science or whatever he does, there will already be AI writing AI. So what will he do? And if he's a constant learner, if he's resilient, then he'll figure out a pathway to continue his career. But if our parents changed their careers once in their lifetime, we changed our career 3 to 4 times, our children will change their careers 30 to 40 times.
Yeah.
And you have to figure out how to live in a world that can survive that way.
Yeah. And I think we come from a world where we have been ranking kind of educations. Like now this is the hot thing that everyone needs to learn and stuff like that. But I think it's not what you learn, it's that you are actually learning. That doesn't matter. You need to learn how to learn.
Yes.
Would you agree?
No, I agree exactly. That's why you should have this intrinsic motivation. I think the dimension that you're drawing out that is important is that we would always say, oh, I went to university to become a plumber, and now I'm a plumber for the rest of my life. Or I went to a university to do computer programming, or I went to university to become a biologist. The thing that as machines become intelligent, and as we drive more automation, and we drive a much more pervasive existence of intelligence, the opportunity that gets freed for human beings is, as I said, we will tackle novel situations. But it does mean that we can have many different careers in our lifetime, doing completely different things. So it's not that we have to keep learning and becoming a better and better plumber, or a better house painter, or a better biologist. It's just so you could say, you know what, for this phase of my life, I'm going to be a biologist. I'm going to figure out how to do blah, blah, blah things. But then you might discover that, you know what, I would like to figure out how to invent the next kind of travel machine. And you can actually shift to doing that because that opportunity is available to you. This idea of being locked into a career is probably not going to be true even in our lifetime, certainly not for our children.
Yeah, I work in social media, and what I see when working for our clients is like the content that get most views, most reach, most engagement is kind of the nerdy stuff. So I see like the time we're in now is like the time of the nerds, in a good way. We want to learn more stuff, and we want to develop and see things that we didn't know we actually needed to see. So that could be an interesting future if people dig into and learn more different kind of things that they didn't know they wanted to learn.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, one of the things is that as there is some legitimate worry that as machines become smarter, software or hardware, machines become smarter, that they will displace humans and our existence will be very poor and we will all die. And perhaps that will happen. I don't know that, right? I take the optimistic view that as the mundaneness of the things we have to do that don't really add value gets overtaken by machines and automation, we will have more time to truly do things we love, to find joy in the things we're doing. So I'm actually excited for all this revolution to come through because I will have more time to do things that I love doing.
Play baseball with your boy.
Yes, and all of humanity, right? We will all have more time to work if we choose to work on things that we want to work on, and that will bring us more joy than the ones that we do today, which is we have to do a lot of shit, and we have to do it because we all have to make money, right? And we also find a little bit of joy in it, usually. But I think this balance will shift.
AI and machine learning is advanced rapidly, and your example with salad growing in Silicon Valley was fascinating. But if you look at more human-driven businesses, a consulting firm or smaller companies in general, what do you see in their nearest machine learning future? Should a consulting firm with 4 employees do something to be more adaptable or ready to machine learning?
It is the quality of problem that you're solving that is the lens to look through. So at the moment, consultants solve a lot of low-grade quality problems. It's work they don't enjoy. They work very hard at it. It's just crap work, and they know it is tactical, low-quality work. But they have to do it because somebody has to do it, right? To me, the quality of the work and problems they'll be able to solve will keep ratcheting higher and higher. So at the moment, if you're a consultant and charging $100 an hour, that's what I would call, medium, low-grade work. Somebody has to do it, and you should do it, and it is good money. Take it. Definitely not begrudging that. But consider if those tactical low-grade problems, we have intelligence we can apply to it, so those problems don't need solving by a human. We will deal with what I termed as we will tackle novel situations. And what you will be able to do is shift your time to solving $1,000 an hour problems or $10,000 an hour problems. Now these are really hard problems to solve, and you're going to have to invest in learning and be very smart and have good skills. You'll have to have all that. But think of how much more fun it is to solve a $10,000 hour. Your bill to the client is $10,000 an hour. That's the quality of problem you're solving. It's a challenge. It will bring joy to you. It will change the world, right? That's kind of how I think about it.
Perfect. Thank you so much for your time.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.